What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday morning live stream from the Fantasy Dirt podcast with Lindsay Rhodes and Michael Fabiano, helping you set your lineups for week 3. We've got a full slate of games. Actually, Fabs, we have a less full slate of games in the morning than we have had for the last few weeks. We've only got 7 games in the early window, 5 in the afternoon window. It's a little bit more balanced. I don't know how I feel about that. Having more games in the afternoon is actually harder for us from a fantasy standpoint in terms of actives and makes us work a little bit harder to cover our bases. From an early window standpoint, we do have some injury updates to pass along really quickly. And then as you guys populate the stream, we'll be taking your start sits questions for at least 45 minutes. We want to answer as many of your start sit dilemmas as we possibly can, help you out there. I know everybody likes feeling like a little bit of extra confidence making those decisions. From a quarterback standpoint, Jordan Love, we were very excited about the fact that he was back at practice, thought he might play today. It turns out that he is not going to play. He is inactive, which means we're going to see Malik Willis against his old team, the Titans, for one more week. Jordan Love, though, Fabs, did work out pregame. And so I think it's looking like we'll probably see him next week. In terms of Malik Willis this week and the Packers assets, I know a lot of people probably wondering, do I need to take Jaden Reed out of my lineup now? Like, what do I do here?
Yeah, that's what I've done. Where I have depth at wide receiver, I can maybe flex a running back. I've taken him out because Malik Willis is not going to. It would take a gadget play or a blown coverage for Jaden Reed to have a big game, and I don't want to stake my claim on Jaden Reed hoping for something like that. But this is going to be a heavy Josh Jacobs game. I mean, look at the carries he had last week. We're going to see the same kind of thing. It's going to be a low-scoring game. You know, Malik does have the revenge game factor here, but he's Malik Willis, so I don't really think that's going to matter too much. So I'm sitting my Packers pass-catching assets. I'm starting Josh Jacobs, and I'm hoping that, if I have to start Jaden Reed, that, again, maybe a gadget play for a touchdown or a blown coverage, because that's really going to be the only way that we see anyone in that Packers pass attack make any kind of noise in fantasy.
Justin Herbert is going to be active, dealing with a high ankle sprain, worked out pregame. One thing that I find notably concerning about his situation, I mean, in addition to the fact that it was just a game day decision and it went up to the wires, they're making all 3 quarterbacks active. So they're covering their bases for a situation where he might have to leave the game early. Does that influence your fantasy opinions?
Well, I'm not playing Herbert anyways. Like, even in Superflex, if I can avoid him, I'm going to try to.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not playing him. He could have been 100% healthy, and I don't love the matchup. Again, I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. No Josh Palmer in this game. What are the Chargers going to do? Run J.K. Dobbins, run Gus Edwards, and continue to do that throughout the afternoon. They're going to try to keep the ball out of Pittsburgh's offensive hands and keep that defense on the field as much as possible. Expect a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I like J.K. Dobbins still. Quentin Johnston, just to pass along in case anybody was unaware of this, has the 3rd highest target share in the NFL through 2 weeks, which I think is just crazy.
Yeah,
but
no
you're
Josh
right.
Palmer.
Yeah, and no Josh Palmer, so that is good, I guess, in terms of ball distribution for the rest of those assets. Chargers, Steelers, 34.5 points as of this morning. It's the lowest point total on the slate. Russell Wilson is inactive. Justin Fields getting the start there again. For running backs, this one's big. Joe Mixon and Dameon Pierce, both inactive against the Vikings. Already a very good defense. Cam Akers gets the start. I don't think either of us are really big Cam Akers fans. Where would you slot him in as a playable asset? Like, where in your rankings are you looking at playing him over somebody else?
Yeah, I think he's probably going to be a flex starter in a lot of leagues, if for no other reason. And we've preached this, that volume is king. And so if he fumbles, does Ogunbowale play a little bit more? I mean, that's possible. Or if maybe Cam Akers isn't effective, could he see a decline in touches? Like, absolutely. But I think he's probably a flex starter, and I've got him ranked at RB27. So he's in that Javonte Williams, Najee Harris. I'm not real spectacular at running back from a fantasy perspective range.
Okay. A few more injuries to pass along. Excited to get to your questions, your either ors, the specific guys that you need help with. Tajay Spears is active against the Packers. I really like Tony Pollard still in that matchup, especially since Tajay has been banged up all week. Raheem Mostert, doubtful at the Seahawks. Kenneth Walker, doubtful against the Dolphins. That's a Zach Charbonnet matchup, and I'm sure we'll have some questions about him. A.J. Brown, inactive against the Saints. Keenan Allen, inactive. Roma Dunze, active. Michael Pittman is going to play against the Bears. I don't think it's a good play regardless. We can get to that. Cooper Kupp out against the Niners. We knew that. Deebo Samuel out against the Rams. Jordan Addison out against the Texans. T. Higgins expected to play. That game is, of course, on Monday. David Njoku inactive against the Giants. Taysom Hill is inactive against the Eagles. George Kittle, we knew already, out against the Rams. Jake Ferguson removed from the injury report, so he's a full go. Thank God I needed that. And Evan Ingram out against the Bills. Anything there that you want to hop in on, Fabs, before we get to the questions, in terms of something that you think needs to be mentioned?
Two things. Number one, tight end is an absolute S show. And we will talk about some alternatives, but you're totally throwing darts at this position. Hell, even the guys who we expected to be big fantasy assets really haven't been so far. And one thing I think people forget about this. If you're in a league where when a player is declared inactive and he gets that O next to his name, and then you could put him in an injured spot, do that. Like, don't leave players who are inactive that you can move into injured spots in your bench spots. Why? Because you could pick up a backup running back, and then what happens if the starter gets hurt and all of a sudden, whoa, look what you got. You have a starter next week. Like, always do that. Make sure you're moving those players around. Utilize the reserve spots, those injured spots, every single Sunday morning when inactives come out.
Don't some leagues not allow you to do that?
Some do, some don't. Yeah, like I have leagues where I run, unless you're on the IR or PUP, you are not allowed to do it. But then I'm in other leagues where, like on ESPN, if your dude's got an O on it, you could put him in the IR spot, and then you could add somebody else.
Okay. I was wondering if I was missing something, because I play in a lot of your leagues, and I'm like, I
don't allow it.
Should I have been doing that all of these years?
But in other leagues you can. Yeah.
Okay, let's get to some of the questions. Producer Doug is keeping an eye on the chat, and we'll be popping those in as the live stream goes on. Best defense to stream. This is always a good question. I stream defenses every single week. Paul, good question there.
Yeah, and you've got some pretty good options there. I'm probably going with Green Bay out of that group against Tennessee, because Will Levis makes mistakes. Their offense is not spectacular.
Oh my God. And
Chicago at Indy, Indianapolis, their offense at home could be pretty explosive. I do like Houston as well, but I'm going to go with the Packers here.
Yeah, I'm going Packers there also. Oh man, Will Levis can't do that again this week, right? Like, there can't be one big boneheaded mistake again, because that's what's been leading to a lot of these high fantasy outings against him from a defensive standpoint. Hi, Rachel. The Tootsie Pop 6 is Rachel. She needs 2 out of the following: Jacoby Myers, Demarcus Robinson, Adam Thielen, Romeo Doubs.
Yeah, so I'm avoiding Romeo Doubs because he's a Packer, catching passes from Malik. Demarcus Robinson is the easiest play there out of the quartet.
Yeah.
And I'd probably go Jacoby Myers over Adam Thielen. Listen, I mean, maybe Andy Dalton is the elixir for the Carolina pass attack. But I'd rather go with Jacoby Myers.
I'm going to go with Adam Thielen there, not to complicate things, Rachel, but my thought process is this. He and Deontay, I think that they're going to be playable in flex spots this week, because Andy Dalton is going to be a professional quarterback. Like, Bryce Young is so sped up that a lot of things weren't happening. Like, we saw a piece of video last week of Adam Thielen wide open, and just like, they never looked at him, and it all kind of falls apart, and he was frustrated running off the field. I think that he'll be fine. He's not going to give you high end, like those two guys, not high end, but I think that they'll probably be playable. Kyron or Zach Moss? This question is from Trey Weeks, who's joining us on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching. And also Mark Andrews or Kincaid. Let's hit the running back question first.
What's up, Trey? I mean, I'm starting Kyron. They've got to run the ball, and they've got to keep the Niners offense off the field, because their pass attack weapons, I mean, everybody's hurt. I mean, did you see the Rams offensive line too? Like, everybody's hurt, like, in this game. It's crazy. It's like 2 MASH units, but I do like Zach Moss. So I guess you can't fit him into your lineup, but I do like him this week.
Give me ranking numbers for the two of them, just to see how far apart they are.
So Kyron Williams is in my top 10 at running back. And I've got Zach Moss. I've got Zach Moss this week coming in at RB20. So Kyron's at 7 because they got to get him the ball. He's going to get goal line opportunities. And I've got Zach at 20.
I was thinking about this one earlier this week too, because you could stack the box against Kyron, but nobody's going to stack the box against Matthew Stafford, because he's going to be able to hit. There's going to be somebody open, and he's going to find him. And now Tyler Johnson's going to beat you all day. So I think Kyron, you got to stick with him. You drafted him there, and you drafted Zach here, and you did it for a reason. Kind of trust yourself for a few more weeks anyway. Mark Andrews, Kincaid.
Yeah, Andrews. I'm sticking with Andrews still. But I would say this:
Kincaid's not
Trey,
showing us. We
yeah,
haven't seen it.
Trey, you don't need both, brother. You got depth at a really bad position. I might look to trade one of them.
Which one though? Because I don't trust Kincaid at this point based on what
Whoever
I've
I
seen.
get more in a trade for.
Well, you're going to get something from Mark Andrews, but then you might be stuck without a tight end. I'd hold them both until you have value on Kincaid to flip. And so you have a better idea personally. I know that that's not what you think you shouldn't hoard, but I think you could be left in a bad spot yourself with Kincaid. Cam Akers or Zamir White? Oh my God. I'm so sorry that you're in this position. For me, it's easy though.
I'm going Zamir White against Carolina. Carolina's run defense is bad. They've been bad against running backs. And then also think about this. If game script is what we kind of project, and I mean, I know the NFL is unpredictable, but if the Raiders are ahead, you're going to use Zamir. And I think he's going to get, 15 carries in this game. I'd rather have him over Cam Akers.
Okie dokie. I would as well. Cam Akers, look, I don't hate Cam Akers. Cam Akers is going to have a lot more success in this offense than he has had in the past, but Cam Akers has proven time. I mean, he was in the Rams offense, you guys, and he was inefficient. He's an inefficient running back. I don't think that this is a guy that's getting passed along just because there aren't that many out there. And so I know that he's going to see a lot of volume, but the Vikings defense is very good. I think they're going to run the ball a lot less this week in Houston. I don't think you're looking at a guy who's going to step into 20, 25 carries. They're just going to split, and they're also going to just throw the ball more because they don't want to put the ball in Cam Akers' hands. That's my read on this situation. I go Zamir also. Goff or Carr? Hi, Jay.
Yeah, what's up, Jay? I'm going Carr this week. So here's the thing with Goff. I was really on the fence about him this week because he is lousy on the road. Lousy. 13.8 fantasy points per game as a Lion, not on Ford Field turf. And that's a reason why I don't love Goff, but also the total's really high. It's like 52. So I'm kind of waffling back and forth with Goff, but Carr, who's been maybe the hottest quarterback this side of Baker Mayfield. What am I in the bizarro world here? But that's the truth. And he's got maybe the best matchup outside of Joe Burrow among quarterbacks. So I'm going to go with Carr, and I'm going to go with DJ Moore over Xavier Worthy, only because Keenan Allen's not going to play. I think DJ Moore sees targets in this game. I know the matchup's not tremendous, but I'm going to stick with DJ Moore.
I agree. And can we please get some quick game, like in this Bears offense? Like that's all I'm asking. All of the numbers just scream like he's got to get the ball out fast. You're going to have to start protecting him in that manner until this offense kind of can get a lot better in terms of protection and Caleb. Next question we've got. I'm not sure, but hi. Choose energetic Lamar or Josh Allen.
Energetic
question.
All right. First off, why do you have both of these quarterbacks on your roster? Like you don't need both. Trade one. Josh Allen. You will never play Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen. I just like that. Josh Allen is the elite quarterback in the National Football League when it pertains to fantasy. And I hate having a high-end player at a position like that on the bench. Yeah. Trade Lamar Jackson. I mean, if somebody offers you a bananas deal for Josh Allen, I'd do that too. But I'd rather have Josh Allen.
Fabs, look at the list of quarterbacks. Like you just said it with Jared Goff. Like Jared Goff, people are kind of like, I don't know if I can play him. Like there are a number of different quarterbacks who have kind of underperformed so far this season. You can sell Lamar for a king's ransom. And so please try to go do that.
Yep.
Let's get the next question. I also agree with Josh Allen, by the way. Bo Bostrom. Hi, Bo. Thank you for joining us on X. T. Higgins or Jerome Ford PPR?
Very interesting. I'm going to go with Jerome Ford because he's the safer play.
Me too.
Does T. Higgins have a better matchup? Absolutely. I have no idea if he's going to be on some sort of snap count. He's coming off a hamstring. I'm being safe. T. Higgins has the higher ceiling, but I'd go the safe route with Jerome Ford.
I agree with that assessment. We don't know what T is going to look like if they're going to ease him in terms of, I don't know. I will say this. What I like about T. Higgins being on the field is that it's going to free up Jamar Chase. You know, that like 7 points that he gave us last week.
Jamar's going to smash. He's going to smash tomorrow night. Yeah.
Yep. He helps him tremendously. Shady Grady. Good morning, guys.
Hey, you know what? Wait, by the way, your boy Fabs did a little Slim Shady rap on Fantasy Dirt earlier in the week. I just wanted to point that out.
He did. It happened on Friday.
It was pretty good, right?
My boy's not a rapper, but he is worth trying, and I give him mad props for that. Should I start Cam Akers or Keon Coleman in my flex?
I'm going Akers here because I know I'm getting the opportunities in terms of the touches. Yeah, Keon Coleman's kind of been invisible. It's hard to trust any Bills wide receiver not named, believe it or not, Khalil Shakir. It's just crazy. It's just so strange to think that. But yeah, I'm going to go with Akers.
Keon Coleman had 1 target, no catch last week. Now, they only threw the ball 19 times against the Dolphins, but still, nah. One of the things that I need to, that's like a mental reminder for me, I need to go look and see what his contested catch numbers are, because that was my concern about him. That was everybody's concern about him coming out of college, is that his contested catch rate was so high. Like, why are all your catches contested? It's awesome that you can catch them, but that's at the college level. And now you're going to be in the NFL. And I don't know, man. Nick Rose joins us via Facebook. One of Jameson, Williams, Pittman, or Pickens, half-point PPR? Oh,
Jameson. I mean, high scoring game. He's been very good. 38.8 points in his first 2 games in a full point PPR league. I'm going Jameson Williams.
Okay, I'm going Jameson, then I'm going Pickens, then I'm going Pittman. That's my order for
Agreed.
all 3 of them. Pickens has looked so much better this year, and that's worth shouting out real quick. He's been much more consistent. Pittman is not in an offense that can support him at the moment. Anthony Richardson needs to get a lot better at playing the quarterback position. Carson Steele or Zamir White? For me, it's Zamir White, and it's easily Zamir White.
What's up, Chris? Yeah, it's Zamir White. I Carson Steele or any Chiefs running back in a fantasy lineup is an absolute dart throw. We have no idea. We don't know who's starting. We don't know who's going to get the touches. Andy Reid may not even know. He may go hot hand. I have no idea. And so if I don't know, I'm going to try to avoid it. I'm going Zamir White.
And history tells us outside of, like, they found Isaiah Pacheco. Isaiah Pacheco's a special running back. Now he gets a lot of volume in that offense. Remember before Isaiah Pacheco, when it was like, who was playable? You sometimes got good fantasy numbers from like a Jerick McKinnon, but like you couldn't predict which week it was going to happen. They rotate guys through there. I don't think that anyone there is going to see as an Isaiah Pacheco type role. I would not play them. Zamir White's been awful, but it's the Panthers. And if he's awful again this week, then he's dead to us. Evan joins us on X. Scary Terry or Jaden Reed. And thank you, Evan. Appreciate it.
You rock too, brother. That's it. See, this is the devil horns. This is Ronnie James Dio. This is all the headbangers. We know about this stuff, Rhodes. You do too. You went to a Motley Crue concert once. I'm going Terry McLaurin. I'm avoiding Packers wide receivers because Jordan Love is inactive. And I know McLaurin has been caca the first couple of weeks, but the guy's got to wake up at some point, right? And you would think Cincinnati's going to be ahead in this game, so Washington's going to have to throw the ball. I'm making excuses to make you feel better about starting Terry McLaurin because he's been so bad, but I'm going Scary Terry.
He's another situation where I just don't trust the quarterback's ability to get him the ball at the moment. It just doesn't feel like it's a fit, but yeah, Terry is a very good, I don't know. This is my way of saying I'm going to stay out of this. He said, Terry, I'm not going to muddy the waters. That one's a tough one for me. Kittle is out. Put him on IR for Shoemaker. Also have Gesicki grabbed Tremble. Tommy Tremble, his target share is over 20%. What's happening here? As well as Dalton. Where are you going with that? Tight end room.
So are we saying that's Dalton Kincaid or Dalton Schultz? You're saying with Dalton starting. I'm sorry, Andy Dalton. My bad. I'm thinking tight ends.
I probably didn't read that correctly.
Yeah. So
the emphasis was in the wrong syllable.
So yeah. So for me, it's Gesicki. But I will say this: if Brenton Strange is out there, go get some Strange. I'd rather play him over Gesicki because it fits perfectly because Higgins is back, and I don't know that Gesicki's going to see that many targets, and the Commanders actually aren't bad against tight ends. So first off, if Parkinson's out there, I'm going to get him. If Zach Ertz is out there, I'd rather have him.
I just picked him up.
But Brenton Strange, I'd also go with him also over Mike Gesicki this week.
Yeah. I picked up Zach Ertz, and Jen Piacinti's playing Zach Ertz in our one and done league for the week, and I'm rooting for him so hard because have shit all over that thought. Paul DeSantis, hi, welcome to the Sunday morning live stream via the Fantasy Dirt podcast. Jalen Tolbert as a bench stash.
Would you drop the Muth? By the way, Paul, I apologize for my co-host potty mouth. So here's the thing: tight end is so bad that I would try to trade Pat Freiermuth because somebody might be desperate enough to make a move. I like Tolbert. Listen, you see the hat. I'm a Cowboys fan. You guys know this. And I think Tolbert could pop a couple of times during the course of the season. I think he already has once.
Yeah.
So, I'm not against picking up Jalen Tolbert, but tight end is such a crap position right now that, if Freiermuth has a good game today, you could flip him.
That's true.
So I don't know if I want to trade or cut Freiermuth.
I don't know, man. Who's going to trade for Freiermuth?
Excuse me, but in one of my leagues, I traded Freiermuth to get Jacoby Myers. So,
my God.
What? I mean, listen, because I have tight end depth. I'm not right, but I'm saying
someone gave you Jacoby Myers for Pat Freiermuth.
Yes.
Do they know that Arthur Smith is the OC?
It's a tight end premium league. It's a tight end premium, so tight end get a little bit more in terms of the scoring. But yeah, because desperation, Rhodes. That's desperation.
Okay.
That causes bad decisions.
All right. I take back everything I said. Paul, listen to him. I guess someone will do it. Tiffany White, PPR, starting 3, Mike Evans, Chris Olave, Diggs, or Rice. Okay, I got my answers. Who's yours?
Wow, Tiffany, you are, by the way,
to the podcast.
She spells her name like Tiffany Amber Thiazon.
I literally thought that too.
I had a huge crush on back in the day.
Hey, old lady, stop talking. She doesn't need to hear that.
No, it's on Tiffany.
I'm legit glad you said that. So it's not just me.
So, boy, your receivers are really good, Tiff. And we appreciate you loving the podcast. We love you too. I'm sitting Diggs out of that trio. I know Evans doesn't have a great matchup against Surtain, but I still playing him. Olave's playing the Eagles, and Rice I'm playing. I don't care. He's the guy in Kansas City right now. Diggs, I know he's got a revenge game, but he's the 4th best option. You got good wide receivers.
Yep, that's exactly what I would have said. So we're going to move on to the next question. You don't need to hear the same analysis twice. Thank you very much, Tiffany, for joining us. MTVIP picks, Kyron or Moss?
Yeah, I'm going Kyron. We had this one before. I like Zach Moss, but not more than Kyron Williams.
Yep. I think that's an interesting that we're seeing that question several times. I think that's probably an either or that a lot of people are trying to figure out this week. Roger, thank you for joining us on Facebook. Brian Robinson or Pollard?
Yeah, I'm digging on Pollard in this game. Tajay Spears is not 100%. I'm going Pollard's been good the first couple of weeks.
He's been so good. I'm playing him in one and done this week. He's been very good, and they're throwing to him a lot. And I kind of think that is likely to continue, right? Like the targets are in like the 6-5 range. And that's what you want to see for a running back in fantasy. Okay. I'm sorry. I got lost on what page I'm on here. I'm trying to look up stats for you guys, but I got it.
I got Anthony. We got Anthony asking about Cam Akers. And Anthony, I would. Now I'm not starting him over, like Zach Moss, for example, but for those in need, he is a certainly flexible option, and some people are in so much trouble that they may have to throw him in as a low RB2. But yeah, I would start him. I mean, I'd cross my fingers, but I would start him.
Okay, so let me give you this either or, because this is actually I think the tier that we are like a Jaleel McLaughlin, somewhere in that tier, or Akers.
No, I got Jaleel McLaughlin way down. No, I mean, so Cam Akers right now in my rankings, which you can find over at Sports Illustrated. I've got him. He is in the Jerome Ford, Devin Singletary, Javonte Williams, Najee Harris, DeAndre Swift, Austin Eckler kind of grouping.
Okay.
No, listen, I mean, it's not great.
I don't know. This is look, I'm lost. This is one where I might be too into the advanced numbers because I know how bad Cam Akers is as a running back. But that said, you put somebody like that behind a good offensive line, and now you can maybe. I just don't think he's going to see the volume you guys are thinking that he's going to see. But I could totally end up being wrong. I'll back off the Cam Akers stuff. Sharon, thank you very much for joining us. Etienne, Rashad, or Zamir White, full point PPR. We love you too.
And look at is that a Yangling right there? Ooh, I'm not a big alcohol person, but I do enjoy a Yangling from time to time. So in order, I would go Etienne, Rashad, Zamir.
Me too. Thank you very much for chiming in. Carl McIntosh, T. Higgins, or Brian Thomas Jr.
I've got these guys ranked pretty closely. I've got T. Higgins ranked higher. Now, if it wasn't for the Commanders being the matchup, I may flip on that, but the Commanders suck against wide receivers. So I'm thinking Higgins, even if he gives you 5 for 80, 13 points, I'll take it. That's probably what you would get from Brian Thomas on a high end too in Buffalo Jacksonville's offenses look like garbage.
You guys, the Commanders have not only allowed the most fantasy points per game to wide receivers, we're talking about 51 points a game in PPR formats. Like, it's very bad. So bad. 373 receiving yards, 6 touchdowns just to receivers. It's not good. That's a smash spot for Jamar Chase. Kelsey or Likely?
Yeah, I mean, it's Kelsey here, and it's probably Kelsey every week. And the second Likely has another big game, you try to flip them. But I've been saying this, and I said it, on the podcast earlier in the week. I'm sick of the Kelseys. I'm so over them. Every goddamn commercial is Travis Kelce. He's selling something at State Farm, and then his brother's eating Campbell's soup in front of a fireplace. I'm done with them.
TV. Yep.
But here, I want to throw up. But here's the thing. No Pacheco. How does that change the Chiefs' offense?
Yes.
I had come on the podcast and said I was going to trade Mahomes everywhere.
And then you're like, wait a minute.
I'm like, well, now that Pacheco's out, let me see. I feel like Larry David. But I'm gonna stick with Kelsey, and I'm sticking with Mahomes obviously this week too.
Yeah. Gotta ride those hot, like the top tier tight ends. If you just plug them into your lineup and you don't do this whole either or over some random guy who might have a good spike week, you're going to come out on top at the end. They're going to have scored so many more points for you. Like, you're going to hit more often than you're going to miss at the tight end position, which is a shit show. Savage elbow 4-4. I don't know, man.
That we had.
That's not what it sounds like.
I've got it. No, I'm going to do it because we did this last week with Savage Elbow.
Do it.
Right? Because we love,
Savage Elbow's going to change his name just so we stop doing this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Savage
that was
Elbow.
Better. I think that was better. Savage, do you think that was better? Let him know.
Yeah, I don't love Tyreek, but I mean, I got to play him. I'm playing DJ Moore and I'm playing Neighbors. I like JSN.
Okay.
But I don't like him more than the 3 guys that you have ahead of him. So I'm sitting JSN. I do like him though this week.
Yeah, they're going to figure out a way. Like, Tyreek, it was bad last week and may or may not have gotten me eliminated in the guillotine league, but that's fine. No hard feelings. They got to figure that out, right? Like, they're
bitter.
They know what they're dealing with this week, and they're going to come up with a game plan.
He's going to be the cream of the crop. The cream rises to the top. You remember that quote? Go ahead. Lindsay has no idea what I'm talking about. It's
not even a little bit. Okay, Dean, thank you for joining us on X. Jerome Ford or Samaje Perine. Jerome Ford.
Colatrella. Oh, that's an Italian name right there. I love it.
He's about to. Anyway,
I'm gonna.
I knew.
Let's get it. We're gonna have a little bit to see. I'm gonna go Jerome Ford because I just don't know what the rotation for the Chiefs is going to be.
Savage Elbow liked your impression. Just want to pass that along.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. My throat hurts now. I need some water. Go ahead.
Oh, he's been talking too much, you guys, for like 20
No,
minutes.
I did the Savage thing and it jacked up my throat.
Okay. Sorry, that is valid. Tyreek or Devontae Smith. Oh, this one's actually a good one. I think I'm going.
It's Devontae Smith.
It's
Devontae Smith. It is. Yeah. By the way, I love the Joker little headshot there. That's awesome. I love one of the great performances in any superhero movie by Heath Ledger.
Okay. I can't believe we both agree with Devontae Smith. I like Devontae Smith very much. I was thinking of playing the Eagles in my touchdown Survivor League, like 3 Eagles, but I didn't. I went away from that, but I'm not going to tell you who I started in case you haven't done yours.
I'll tell you. I already did. I don't care. Okay. You're going to copy off me. It's fine. I took the Saints.
Someone else might. You took the Saints?
Kamara,
me too! Oh my God, me too!
Olave and
Shahid.
Yeah.
Me too. We have the same people. We're gonna crash and burn, or we're gonna rise to the top.
Now we're gonna lose.
You guys, we have 4 people in our Touchdown Survivor League that have 7 touchdowns so far. You can only play 6 players, like it, man. Crushing it. Yeah. We're gonna come from behind. We have 3. Supersize and would you start Chargers or Kansas City defense? Oh, okay. Let's start with that. I would go with Chargers. Kansas City.
I'm going with the Chargers.
The defense has not been good in Kansas City, you guys. Like, this is it. They'll fix it in terms of fantasy production. They're giving up a lot of points. Brian Thomas or Devin Singletary in the flex.
I'm probably going Brian Thomas. Here's the thing.
Oof.
And again, like the Browns, they were Jekyll and Hyde. Their defense is nasty good at home. Even in week 1 when the Cowboys, how about them Cowboys, kicked their ass? Zeke didn't do anything. He scored a touchdown and he still had like 10 points. They're so good against the run. I just fear Devin Singletary this week. I'd rather go with Brian Thomas in PPR.
Okay, didn't you earlier go Cam Akers over Brian Thomas?
Yes, because I am more worried about Devin Singletary's matchup in Cleveland than I am Akers' matchup against the Vikings.
The Vikings with
Yeah,
Brian
what are
Flores
they're the 85 Bears all of a sudden?
and Van Ginkel. I'm just saying they've changed their defense quite a lot. Like that's one of the benefits of having not paid Kirk Cousins is that they used all of this extra money to bring in free agents, and their defense is kind of playing real good right now.
How'd Jordan Mason do last week?
At least, I mean, that's the Niners.
I'm just saying it's. I mean, I think the Browns are a tougher matchup at home for running backs.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure that we're consistent here, you guys. I'm just going to check and ask the follow-up questions that you might be like, what? Andrew Page. And you might say it like that. What? On YouTube. Ferguson or Kincaid? This is Ferguson.
First off, Andrew, trade one of them. If Ferguson has a good game today or whatever it is, like trade one of them. I mean, I've got Kincaid ranked higher, but I know he's been crap. I'm still gonna go with Dalton Kincaid here over Jake Ferguson, but it's close. It's only been a couple of weeks, but Kincaid has certainly not made any friends in fantasy. We all thought he'd break out this year. Maybe he still will, but I'm gonna go with him because Ferguson's coming off the knee, and I'd rather just go Kincaid.
I'm going Ferguson because if they're putting him on the field, he can obviously play, and they just don't have many people to throw the ball to, and they have to win this game. They have to. Like, can you imagine if they anyway? Heidi, Ayuk or Shakir? This has to be
Heidi,
Ayuk.
Heidi. Yeah, she's gonna start Ayuk. Yeah, sorry, I feel I'm in a singing mood this morning.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I know my face says it's not fine, but it is fine. Ayuk, you guys. He has started off slowly. Okay. I think that that's a big part of the whole just missing all of training camp and taking a minute to get going. And the offense has been a little bit wonky, like a lot of moving parts coming in and out. I think this is the week. And God, I hope it's the week. I said all offseason that Brandon Ayuk is an elite wide receiver. I think he is an absolute top tier receiver that belongs in the same conversation, maybe like a 1B to some of those other names. And I think we're going to see that today. Ravens defense or add the Raiders for the week?
I wouldn't drop the Ravens, but I would play the Raiders.
Well, he might need to. That might be the point. What if he has to drop the Ravens to add the Raiders?
Let's put it this way. There ain't no defenses in the National Football League that are must start in fantasy anymore. So I don't want the Ravens defense in Dallas after they got embarrassed last week. Like, no, and the Ravens defense, I mean, this is not Ray Lewis and crew. So I'd rather play the Raiders.
Okay. The Ravens defense is going to figure it out. But remember, they lost Mike McDaniel in the offseason to Seattle. And so they're in like a transition period, right? I think that they'll get much better as the season goes on. But for right now, I think they've got some growing pains. Joe Romano joining us from X. Thank you for being here. Akers, Hubbard, or Aaron Jones?
This is another Italian, by the way. We got the Italian contingency coming out. I absolutely love it. In order, Aaron Jones, Chuba Hubbard, and then Akers.
Wait, Jordan Williams, who asked you the defense question, says he can drop Javonte Williams, so it's okay. Are you dropping Javonte Williams for either of those people? No. Drop the Ravens defense. Just do it. Just you can stream defenses.
Nobody worse
you don't have
on your
to
roster
hold one.
than Javonte?
You don't have to hold one. You don't have to do it.
Well, another thing
you will find another one next week. I packed up I picked up the Packers on the waiver wire today, and they're like the start of the week. Like in various leagues, you're going to be able to make moves with playable defenses. Don't hold one. Don't hold two.
But here's all right, I get it. And here's the way. And as I'm sorry, I'm looking away, folks. I'm just trying to
Joe, we're going to answer your question.
To the schedules. Yeah, but in order, Aaron Jones, Chuba Hubbard, and Akers here.
Same.
But what I like to do is, like, if there's a defense that like is good, and then I'm thinking, do I really like need to like cut this defense? Like, what should I do? And I'm getting annoyed at ESPN right now, because of their freaking website.
That's the only reason.
Who do the Ravens have next week? Like, and so if the Ravens have a tough game next week, then I don't care because I'm not going to play him against the Cowboys, and then I'm not going to play him again in the following week. And again, I am struggling.
Ravens play the Bills. Ravens play the Bills next week. Just drop them. Drop them.
ESPN. What is with your stupid website? I can't find.
But also, forget ESPN. Just tell me what you're looking for, buddy. I could have helped you like 5 minutes ago.
I got it. So Ravens are good because you're not gonna play the Ravens against the Bills either. So don't matter.
Okay. Tony Keith. That's like one consonant away. Dell, Higgins, or Kelsey at the flex. Is that supposed to say PPR? Is that flex? I'm guessing that's PPR. He has McBride at tight end. Great. Continue playing that. Amazing.
Yeah, I'd probably go 12. I'd go 12 personnel. I'd probably go Kelsey.
Dell, really?
I'm not going Tank Dell.
A lot of people are really high on Tank Dell this week.
More than Travis Kelce, even though Kelsey's been crap. I get it, but no Pacheco. Like this is the week.
The Pacheco.
This is the week for the Chiefs pass attack to get going.
Ooh. Okay, you're right. You're right. Right. I said it. I said it emphatically. When you're right, you're right, Fabs. I know. That's why I'm making a big deal out of it. It's hard. It's hard for me. Rocco joining us from X.
Oh, look at. Well, I mean, the Italians are busted out for Fabiano today. I love it. Okay. Say Rocco's last name.
Not
Go ahead.
Miraglia.
I love it.
Is it A?
I love it. Let's go get some calzones. Go ahead.
Well, answer the question. Zach Moss or Jerome Ford?
Zach Moss. Zach Moss. And let's get a little beats, for a little beats with some football. It's beautiful. Zach Moss. Don't put pineapples on pizza, though. That's gross. That's an anti-Italian move.
Okay. Andre Vaughn. Yeah, it doesn't work for that one. Andre Vaughn. Ayuk.
No, you did it. See, you made it work.
Ayuk or Metcalf. So the Seahawks.
Dude, I mean, how do you can't play both? Oh my gosh.
I know. That's actually a good question. Who are your other people?
I mean, like if there's other options that you have, maybe in a flex. I mean, and by the way, Andre, you're awesome. Geez Louise, man, that's such a tough call. Because I like Metcalf too. I'd probably go Metcalf, but it's close. It's close. I don't want to sit either one of them. I don't want to sit either one of them. So
I think if look, the Rams defense has not been good. Okay.
I know. I love Ayuk, but like Metcalf coming off a massive game, the Dolphins are down. I mean,
but the Niners are the Niners. Okay. They still have Shanahan, and they have all these other pieces out, and Brandon Ayuk this is what they paid him for. Even though they didn't pay him top of market, they paid him I know this is happening a lot today, and we are past this. Okay. I really, really strongly feel in my bones this is a show him who you are, Brandon Ayuk game. And so, and I think you guys, and I'm telling you, I'm a huge fan of reception perception. And I was there again yesterday looking up different wide receiver stats. And again, like he was second in the NFL in terms of success rate against man last year, and number one against zone, and like number 2 against press. Like he's so good. Let him prove it to you. Oh my God! Now Anthony, I'm so invested. I'm going to feel so bad if he sucks.
Anthony, today. This is another, the Italian name. McLaurin, McConkey, or that's tough. I mean, it's hard to love any one of the three. Again, I have McLaurin ranked the highest out of that trio.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that this is the week that he wakes up. I will say this for those people who are like a little bit worried about Ladd, the fact that Josh Palmer's out helps because maybe a little bit more of those targets get funneled to McConkey. I just don't see the Chargers throwing the ball a lot today. So
no, and we did not factor in. We legit, like when we were drafting, we did not factor in the possibility that maybe Quentin Johnston could be salvaged. Like I just didn't even think about that, as it wasn't even on my radar. He was so bad last year. He was literally one of the worst wide receivers to play in the NFL. And they've found ways to get him the ball that he can actually be somewhat competent. Steve Guzman, DJ Moore, Deontay Johnson, or Demarcus Robinson in that order for me.
It's definitely DJ Moore. It would be first. I think I might have Robinson ranked ahead of Deontay Johnson this week, but if it's only one, it's DJ Moore.
Okay. That's true. You did just say only one.
Yeah.
You need a second one. Deontay's gonna be better. Zamir or Akers, half point PPR. I'm going
Zamir.
It's the Panthers. It's the Panthers. Yep. You guys, he's running into the Panthers defense. Pickens or Demarcus Robinson? This is Pickens.
Yes, Pickens for me. I'm trying to see, is that a Jets uniform or 80? I couldn't see the green. All right. Next up, Grant Hardaway. Go ahead.
I just want to say real quick, Chargers defense has been pretty good. So it's not like on the surface, it doesn't seem like a good question, but well, forget it. DeMarcus Robinson has the Niners. So yeah, it's Pickens. Anyway, Grant Hardaway.
Yeah. Colts, Cowboys, or Bills. The Cowboys are dead last in this trio. I'm gonna go with the Bills.
The
At
Cowboys
home
are.
against the Jaguars.
Did
Out
you
of this
say the
three,
Cowboys are
yes.
dead last over the Colts?
Yes.
Over the Colts.
Yeah, I'd rather play the Colts against Caleb Williams, who's awful right now.
That's true. Shit.
And it's a home game for the Colts.
I have to. Okay. Thank you for reframing.
Go ahead and say it. Tell me. Go ahead. Lindsay, repeat after me. Caleb Williams has been garbage.
I don't have to repeat after you. Everybody, I've said that. I'm not,
Right.
but he'll get better. Aaron Jones, Zamir White, or DeMarcus Robinson. Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. I don't love the matchup. The Texans defense is good against running backs, but I'm still going to go Aaron Jones.
Real quick, I just need to say this because I was on a Vikings podcast this week, and the one question I asked the host, I was like, so Ty Chandler, a lot of him last week. What? And he pointed out, for those of us that didn't go back and watch like every single play in the order of the flow of the game before watching Red Zone, kind of looking at the box score and going back and forth, Ty Chandler had a lot of run. It looked like a very even box in terms of rushing. Aaron Jones left for a while, was in the tent with an injury. That's when Ty Chandler picked up a lot of those carries. If he is on the field, and he's going to be on the field this week, we now know that. He said Aaron Jones will go back to being the guy. So don't overreact to what we saw last week in terms of the box score split. Carr, Daniels, or Goff?
It's close for me between Daniels and Carr, but I'm going Daniels.
Okay. He let us down last week, Fabs.
I know
played him in one and done, and
wasn't great.
He did not get it done.
He wasn't great. Yeah, I didn't get. Listen. If Scott decided he was going to start Derek Carr, which sounds insane, I wouldn't. He's got the best matchup of any quarterback that's not Joe Burrow this week.
You guys,
the best. Yeah,
it's like Goff is number 3 on that list for me.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Crazy. Adam has a good problem to have. Non-PPR league. Fabs, this one's all you. I can't do that math. Standard. Starting Bijan Robinson and Jonathan Taylor. He also has Jordan Mason and Zach Charbonnet on the bench.
Jordan Mason should be starting ahead of Jonathan Taylor. So that's me. Jordan Mason is. Dude, I mean, they have no Debo. They have no Kittle.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna feed him the ball. Jordan Mason's got, and listen, I gotta be honest with you. I might start Charbonnet over Taylor today. I love Charbonnet's matchup. So, but if you only start 2, Bijan and Jordan Mason are the duo.
Yeah.
And make a trade.
That's what I was going to say. And that's
awesome.
Like Fabs, who's like, trade Freiermuth. Why would you have him on your bench? But doesn't say that to this one. That's the first thing
I just
you got to like
just give me a
immediately get rid of one of them. I understand you want to back yourself up, but you have that other guy. Cooper or Judy. You still got to play Amari. You got to play Amari.
I'm going Amari. Yeah, I think today is the day that Amari wakes the hell up.
Somebody that I know that is in that press box working the game sent me a picture. They're serving RC colas. Like they don't have Pepsi, they don't have Coke.
But those like such a great soda. Back when
Cola.
I used to drink soda, RC Cola was the shit. Yeah,
all of their money is going
Lindsay's
to Deshaun.
Got me too.
They can't even afford like a name brand soda. Eric Mercado.
Yeah.
Flex what am I doing with the names today? Stop it, Lindsay. Sorry.
Mercado.
No.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers, Jalen Warren, or Waddle.
Out of all those 3 J's, I don't love any of them, and I don't really want to tell you to start Jalen Waddle, but I'm going to. I get it. I don't like him either.
Yeah.
But Jalen Warren, I mean, I don't know what the touch share is going to be like, and I'm going to go Waddle and just cross your fingers.
Okay. Myers, they've consolidated the entire offense through Adams and Brock Bowers. So Myers,
good. I have a lot of Adams.
Scary to me.
I need
that.
Yeah.
PPR. Hi, Tristan. Thank you for joining us. Reed or McConkey now that Palmer is out?
I'd put Ladd into your starting lineup.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think. Okay, I'm not gonna confuse it. J.K. Dobbins or Zamir White? Please don't ask this question, and I mean that with the most sincere amount of respect.
Listen,
no, this is
predictable. Nothing is predictable in the NFL.
I'm sorry, you're right, because Zamir White has a very, 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 very good matchup. You have to play J.K. Dobbins though. You have to play J.K. Dobbins, you
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
J.K.
No,
Dobbins
I
is
agree.
crushing this year. Crushing. Play J.K. Dobbins until
Yep.
J.K. Dobbins gives you a reason not to play J.K. Dobbins. Zamir White has been he has been the least efficient running back in the NFL. Go look at any advanced metric. I mean, you don't even have to look at advanced metric, just yards per carry. Dude's been trash. He's playing against Carolina. He gets a massive bump for that. This is a shit or get off the pot week for Zamir White for us in fantasy. Okay. Like he does have a good matchup, but JK's been so much better. I'm sorry that I talked to you that way. I feel strongly about JK.
She's such an elitist. Oh my goodness gracious. I gotta calm her down.
JK's been very good. Trust him.
Jim Castelli.
Not everyone is Italian.
I'm trying to make everybody's name Italian because it ends in a vowel. Jim.
Shit.
What's up? I'm gonna go Pittman. I don't love Pittman. I'm not starting Whittington over Pittman. I don't love Pittman, but I ain't starting Whittington over Pittman.
Same.
Yeah.
But oh my God, that's a question. Pittman or Whittington. Cam Akers, Chuba, Carson Steele, or Singletary. You're starting one of these guys. Fast.
I'm going Chuba. I don't mind Chuba today. I'll go with a little Chuba.
Me too.
Nice big look. He's all buttoned up.
I'm going to just move right past the name Chuba because I feel like Fabs is just always this close to sending us to HR. Kyle Singer, thumbs up. Yep.
What?
Okay. Sorry. I feel like you might talk us into a problem there. Kyle Singer, thumbs up. Okay. Cousins or Lawrence?
Coming from someone who's already said S like 5 times on the podcast today.
I know. That's on HR. I
don't love either one of these guys, to be honest with you. I'd go Lawrence, but I don't love him. I don't love Cousins either. Kansas City's good against quarterbacks. Buffalo on the road for Lawrence. I'd go Lawrence, but I don't love either one, honestly. Pick up Derek Carr or something if you can, but
if you can, that's easy over those guys. But then who would you might have to drop somebody, and I'm sure he's not.
I'm in a league. I already cut Lawrence in one of my leagues. I'm like, good night, Irene. I'm done with you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Jen 23. Good morning. We'll take just a couple of more here, and then we have to go set our lineups. Originally,
I already set mine. I'm in. I'm already done.
Sorry. I just take all the news as it's coming in, and I write up articles, and I tweet out, and I also set all my lineups. Whatever.
She's very sassy today. This Rhodes. Yeah,
that's a today thing. Okay. Originally, I had Kamara and Kyron starting along with Hill, Rice, and Evans in his flex. Now with Charbonnet getting the start, should I take Evans out and put Charbonnet in?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I like Charbonnet. The Dolphins are bad again. James Cook just smoked them like a bunch of tuna. Sorry for the bad fish comparison. Okay. I would go with Charbonnet. Mike Evans has got to face Patrick Surtain today. It's not a great matchup. Charbonnet's got a backfield to himself against the Dolphins. I know that's just me. You could disagree with me if you want. That's just me.
I don't know. I don't think Charbonnet is very good, but he's still.
Listen, the metrics said that he was crap last week and he had 18 points.
100%. He's Rashad White, who is crap in terms of efficiency, but still manages to get it done in fantasy. So I just need to Akers or Rico Dowdle. So many Akers questions, but that's the question of the day.
I know, Mike, from a fellow Mike. Akers is your call.
Yep. I see Ben Davis asking Akers or Carson Steele. It's Akers over Carson Steele. We're not touching the Chiefs backfield if we don't have to. Dell or Jennings. Is this Juwan Jennings?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's Juwan Jennings. And I'm going tank. You go.
No, I'm going tank too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Did I say 2 more? Okay. Okay.
Listen, I keep going until 1:00, damn it. Or Lindsay needs to set her lineup. You want me to take over the show here?
Oh, that feels like a challenge.
All right.
Jerome Ford or Calvin Ridley?
Okay.
Just
I don't know what
that means. We're going.
I don't know what that means, but oh boy, that's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one. Ridley's going up against Green Bay. I'm going Jerome Ford.
Jerome Ford, me too.
Okay.
That Titans offense has been like
Doug cutting us off.
Yeah,
he's like, it's over. I'm done with you guys. No more questions. I got to set my lineup.
Totally. Well, it's not like he can't. Well, yeah, he can't because he's looking through the. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us, you guys. You guys are awesome. You're the best. We'll be here every.
The Dirtbags, baby. Love you all, man.
Hey, everyone who still has questions, real quick in the next few minutes, tweet at Fantasy Dirt Pod. Okay. We'll answer as many as we can there. Fabs will, because he volunteered while I
Yeah,
go set my
exactly.
lineup.
Like all of a sudden, like Lindsay's like, I got to set my lineup. Oh, Fabs, you can do it.
You
Oh, wait, we
said
got
that.
another one from Carol. We got one more. We got two in here. Look at that. I'm
Okay,
going
go.
Rashid Shaheed and I'm going Demarcus Robinson.
Nope, I'm going Dell. But
Okay.
definitely Shaheed. We agree
All
about
right.
that.
All right,
Shaheed to
let's
the
go. You know,
moon.
keep
All day.
going. Let's keep
Okay.
going.
Hey,
Jacob, what's up?
Dak or
Jaden
Jaden?
Daniels over Dak. Chuba over Robinson.
Okay.
All right. Is that it?
All right.
You got any more?
Jacob, we didn't skip you. We got you in.
We got you in there. We did
it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Enjoy
Was that your
the
Italian?
games.
Was that an Italian accent that you just did
There has been a theme to today's show, and it is the Italian version of SI's Fantasy Dirt Podcast.
I love
which you can download wherever you get podcasts 5 days a week. You guys were back on Monday reacting to today's games. On Tuesday, we have waiver wire advice. On Wednesday, we have rankings and prop bets looking ahead to Thursday night. On Thursday, we have starts and sits. On Friday, we have your injury updates. We've got props for the weekend, and we have our one and done draft, which is my favorite.
And you forgot
part of the
my
week.
singing. I sing.
And he sings.
I sing and a rap too.
He sings every Wednesday and Friday. So please join us for that. Thank you so much for joining us for this, guys. Have a great week 3. Enjoy the games. I hope all of these decisions win your league.
Good luck, everybody.